By the way.
And we are live. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you can hear something happening here. I don't know that you can. We got a buddy in the other room kind of watching. Do you have any audio in there on your laptop? Are you watching it?
I do.
All right. This is awesome.
There we go.
So let me go. We got a cheat. By the way, the software we're using is from a company called Wirecast, and they charged me $200 for it, and it sucks ass. Don't ever buy it. Find somebody else's software, and I'll tell everybody that every time we broadcast until they give me my money back or fix it. Okay, so hi everybody. I am Original Mechanical Mouse, and I'm here with Daniel Baker of Trident Deep. Trident Deep. Trident Deep. All right. And when did you form the band?
I first formed this band about, I want to say 2011. It was right when I got out of high school. And, I mean, like, I was going off to college. It was...
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
I kind of wanted to know what was going on.
No, it's fine.
Hey, look, they can't watch that one.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, like, I got it started around 2011, I want to say. I got a few friends from my new college I was going to. I was over at NIU.
Okay.
Yeah, and so a lot of those guys were over at my dorm, and it's really nice to know someone who is close to you, and that, you know, having that connection definitely spurs the music on, as opposed to just picking someone at random.
So you developed a bond with some buddies from college, and because of that bond, it was more fun to make music with those guys?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you developed into a songwriter. I mean, you write songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you wind up doing that? When did you write your first song?
Damn.
We'll come back to that one.
No, I
okay.
can do
right.
that. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like, back in high school, and this was when I was still trying to learn how to, you know, play different chords and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I was doing a lot for, like, my local talent show, and, you know, slowly along the way I was picking up new things, and I was like, hey, you know what, I can write something. And so I started just by literally writing on a piece of paper and just, you know, getting out the different sections of the song and making that all kind of cohesive.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of that, I would say, is hard to do. It's but once I got recording equipment, because I think that recording equipment is probably one of the best steps that I took in making music, because then you can order it sequentially. And yeah.
Yeah, right. No,
you know,
I
what
get
I'm
it.
talking
Right,
about,
yeah.
Yeah.
You are in your head, for anybody watching this at home, when you write these songs, you hear sometimes an entire band or an entire orchestra. You hear the movements, you hear the melody, you hear it's all going on up here, and what comes out of there is there's 6 strings happening, and like the audience doesn't get it. But when you're constructing the thing at home, how you get it, how you make the audience get it with 6 strings, is what he's talking about, is like being able to record that, and the portions, like what comes first and what comes second, like that, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say that I've been writing for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. And a lot of that started with Trident Deep. And, you know, as I slowly, you know, got better at it, more and more people were, you know, interested. And while it's still not totally off the ground right now, I've always kind of had, like, you know, a few people that would reach out to me and be like, hey, this is really good, and they were really digging it. And that's something that's hard to find, at least at this point in time, because my career is just beginning.
Yeah. So here's what I found out is this is the 4th episode, and you notice that we started late. We're getting better at not starting so late, but as I said, that software sucks. So it's not a cop out or anything. There's a whole story. I'll tell you about it if you see me in person sometime. But what I found from the first 3 shows, and now this is the 4th one, is only do this a couple minutes, and then the artists, once they do a song, like, they really relax, and they're a lot more fun and everything. And so, like, you know, just let me go sit down and watch you do a song, and then you'll see it. Just stay with us. thanks for tuning in. We're glad to see you out there on the internet. And, you know, watch every month on the 4th Thursday of each month at 7 o'clock or 7:30, whenever, you know.
Okay, so you want me to play a song? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this first song is called "Of All the Places and Faces." I wrote it, I want to say, like, I don't know, a little bit like last year or something, and it was actually originally made for a full band, but I'm going to try and play an acoustic version of it, so maybe you can catch some meaning from the lyrics. But yeah.
Sounds great.
So, of all the places and faces. We were born in a different place, but on the same full moon. We flew away at such a young age, like two witches on our broom. And since then, we've been trekking through outer space and all its constellations. I thought we'd travel forever, just two born faces. In your dreams, you've had 2 nights, then you've had every day. But your parents left behind on that fateful night. We ran down the whole world crying. I said to you we're leaving, but you're still thinking of all the places. Come to think of it, we knew this day come. Take my hand in this compass, 'cause this the last chance to make everything right. You're the daughter, they could die tonight. Though we searched through forest lands, talked to every maiden man, checked off those trees for every mile that we ran. And at night we'd rest our blistered feet in the shallow swamps to the crackle of the fire. And I would wonder, should we toss our net unto the pyre? But the nightmare returns, and now I yearn to find our home in this postcard. Or my love hitch a ride on this train, we could follow the northern stars. I still do leaving, but you're still thinking of all the places. Come to think of it, we knew this day'd come. Take my hand in this compass, 'cause it's the last chance to make everything right. You are the daughter, they could die tonight. yeah, of all the places and faces. Yeah.
I heard a little bit of one of my favorite artists in there.
Yeah.
I
want to know.
I have these people that I listen to Elliott Smith more than any. I confess, I listen to Elliott Smith more than any other artist, and I love to meet and talk with other people that do the same damn thing. Because I don't know why. There's something about. There's enough of his music. He's been dead for a decade, but there's enough of it, and there's a wide variety now. But he didn't try to be a perfect singer. In fact, one of his interviews I've heard repeatedly, he says, "I'll never be a big rock star. And I'm not that guy," and all this and that. But to me, he wasn't. No, right? He didn't want to be. But see, and there's a thing now, a backlash against bro country, because bro country's like, because bro country's the new disco. The new disco meaning it's like burning out everything. Everybody's getting sick of it. And what I heard from you was a real song with real emotion in your voice and a timbre that was really nice. I like that.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about this really cool book because I do the same thing. He's got a Mojo book here, the Poet's Notebook, and I bought a book for songwriters as well. And I mean, cover. Yeah. Let's. I don't know what you gotta tell me when you get a good screen on it.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, I'm good. All right. So, and it's just kind of a little kitschy little book in here with some poetry and blank pages to write music on. And I kind of do the same thing. I've got kind of a neat one. I bought it at a second-hand shop, and I thought, wow, that really reminds me of something I do.
Yeah.
So
right.
The name of your band, Trident Deep.
Yes.
So I think of Trident Deep, and it's like Under the Sea or The Little Mermaid, or I think of Poseidon, or where's it from? Though? What is it really from?
Honestly, it's kind of a name that really just hit me when I didn't expect it. I was on a bus and I was talking about band names with this guy, a guy named Daniel Kernick, actually back from college. But I was going through some names with him, and I had the image of a trident, I guess, stuck in my mind. And I was also kind of thinking, how whatever I want to do with the music that I'm playing, I want it to be something that is true to myself. I want to keep it real. And so that idea of, being deep, because you have that idea of, the iceberg theory, if you've ever heard of it, where you see 10% of who a person is, and then 90% of them you don't get to see because it's all hidden. And I guess I kind of want to embrace that 90%. And I've come up with all sorts of different ideas for it. Obviously it's, Trident Deep, I want to be true to myself, but it's also I started thinking of a place, kind of like you said, Little Mermaid or stuff like that. And I thought, Atlantis or something like that to that extent. But
I think I thought of because there's their phraseology that the songwriters like to use imagery, angels, a knife in the heart. That's what I thought of actually. The trident, Trident Deep, stuck it deep in the heart. I mean, you could they'd make a great tattoo almost, little trident just bam right in somebody's heart, and bleeding and everything. Yeah. But now I there's a couple questions that I need to ask you.
Yeah, no problem.
You eat PBJs? Peanut butter and jelly?
Wait, what?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
I guess I do like them.
Okay. What's your J? What's your favorite J?
Oh, what's the J in my PB?
Yeah. Is it grape? Is it apple?
Love.
What's it?
Love.
Love? So you're going to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich, but you just skip the jelly and just put the peanut
I don't know.
butter?
That's one thing I could put in there. Obviously you got your ingredients.
Yeah, no. Okay, because these are the what I promised myself is I would always ask an artist a couple of questions that everybody can relate with, because everybody says like, wait, when's your next show? And I'm going to ask you that. And do you have a CD? And where can we get one? And you know, those are cool questions.
Yeah.
But I like when I'm watching somebody being interviewed, I like it when the person asks some questions I can relate with, like, you know, do you watch soap operas or whatever it is, you know? So one more, you know, like you don't have to answer the PBJ thing.
Well, actually, I want to interrupt really quick with that, just because it's kind of funny you brought that up, because I have a joke with my friend David from back home. David, if you're watching this, hey, what's up? But yeah, my two middle names, I have two of them.
Oh wow.
They're Philip and Benjamin.
So when your mom was really mad at you, she would go, Daniel, Philip, Benjamin, Baker.
Yeah. No, she never done that.
No,
but,
she never did that.
She should
You'd be
start.
a fun kid to yell at because of that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, so now the other question is, and you know, don't get all serious about it or whatever, because it's not that kind of a question. But I ask people, do they have like a guilty, not guilty pleasure, like a little secret that you can tell us, like something most people don't know about you. You know, and I can give you an example if you need one, but if you know what I'm talking about, it'll just come to you what I'm saying.
Well, okay, so a lot of people ask me how, you know, I am able to write the music that I do.
Okay, yeah.
And, well, I tell them that it's not drugs, it's not, you know, some crazy fantasy of wanting to get all the girls and stuff. Usually it's more like a lot of where I come from as a person. See, I grew up with, you know, depression, which I think is something that a lot of musicians struggle with. And it's weird how, like, you know, this curse can also become your gift, because in a way I was able to channel that aggression and channel it into something good for the world. And ultimately that's kind of what I want to do with Trident Deep as well. And, you know, there's other stuff that I want to do as well with that, but I would say that that's something that
most people
fuels
don't
my
know
fire.
that about you. Most people don't really know that about. They do now, but I mean, most people don't really realize that's something that you'd like, that you're okay with. And then sometimes you will say, like, you know, like I was saying, something a lot of people don't know about me is I'll feel like depression. I'll feel beat up by the world. Everybody's out to get me. Nothing's going right. And I'll like pull the shades down and I'll turn on 20-year-old reruns of Bob Newhart. And I'll sit there kind of chill out and watch those things. So that's my, you know, everybody knows that, you know, like something like that. But it definitely, I never want anybody to tell me anything too serious, like, oh, I was confined to a mental hospital or something. I mean, you can, but, you know, keep it light, you know, we're here to have some fun. Did you have a second song that you had, like, in mind?
Yeah, I do.
And tell, you know, feel free to tell us anything, as much or little as you want about it, and then just do it.
No, it's fine. Well, I had two different ones I could be playing. Hopefully I'll have time for a third one, but...
yeah, we'll just run over, it's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, one of two songs, it's either Ghost Train is one that has been kind of a crowd favorite, and there's a new one that I've been working on called Forevermore that I've played a little bit. I played it at Hava Nashera, which is a kind of like a music boot camp for Jewish people. I'm Jewish. Yeah. That's another thing. I'm Jewish. Very proud of it. But yeah, so I was playing that at that, so...
yeah.
Which one would you rather hear?
Well, does either one... here's the criteria I like to say.
Okay.
They made a movie about Johnny Cash's life, Walk the Line, I think it was called.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And the guy says, if you had one song, it's your only song you can play. That's it. It's the last song, the one that's closest to that. You know, the better of your two songs, whatever it is.
Okay, it's going to be the new one then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the same way. Whatever one I'm working on today, that's my best one. So
no, you're fine. No, I gotcha. You know, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Daniel Baker of Trident Deep, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah. So this next song is a song I call Forevermore, and I was kind of inspired by, well, I actually originally wrote it just because I was really inspired by, I don't know, just existential kind of ideas, and a lot of that kind of tied into my religion in an indirect way, I guess. And I kind of found that when I went to Hava Nashera, that the lyrics just kind of resonated with what I was doing there. So it's kind of liturgical, but I hope you like it. You know, it's definitely one of my more favorites. So.
In a silent wood yawning, where I'm the only you one and sing, sits on an island in the middle of space. I wish I could stop these gears. I wish I could stop these gears. It is the house of the earth, and at the same time the storm, it ceases to swallow it up forevermore. It is the house of the earth, and at the same time the storm, it ceases to swallow it up forevermore. I've searched on her plateaus, on the gulches of the sea, for some place, a place like this. Oh, I remember we were crickets and moths to a flame, embers dancing, drifting up into a tree with no name. When the lifeboats float along the sea together, with millions of candles lighting the way. Oh, will you leave without me? Regardless, the earth stops spinning for no one. It is the house of the earth, and at the same time the storm, it ceases to swallow it up forevermore. It is the house of the earth, and at the same time the storm, it ceases to swallow it up forevermore. Thank you so much.
I am gonna just try to rush you. I know it's, you know, I hate to be as an artist be rushed, but kind of rush you in the sense that we tell people it's about a half an hour.
No, it's
and
fine.
I want to just get in, like, if you have a third song, but you know, if you'd rather just you know, like do talkie, you know, whatever, which way you want to do it. A third song, or do you want to just do a little more interview?
Well, let's see.
Well, we can run,
what are
because we're
the,
going to run over. I mean, we're already running over. We're just going to go over whatever we need to.
is there any, can we see what else is on the
Yeah.
agenda?
Um,
The agenda?
so there's the word story, and so I'm assuming that's about story of what's your story?
Yeah, just with Trident Thief.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can touch on that. What about the songs? I mean, you talk about these songs and you know the buddies
we can
from
do that.
college and all that. But I mean, what motivates you? Like pain motivates me to some degree. But then, what motivates you besides like? What are some motivating factors when you write a song?
Well, honestly, it depends on my mood often, because a lot of times I'll go and sit down to write a song, and I'm just not in the right state of mind for it. You have to be kind of like in an emotional kind of and like reflective state. You can't really be like, oh, I just went out to like a soccer game and right now I'm driving over to work or something and shit, or you know, any of that. You have to like, you really have to be like pondering, be alone and kind of be in your cave and just kind of get the material out. I mean, like
That's your process, is to just
partially,
go
yeah.
find some alone space
Yeah,
and sit down. Do you use
Yeah.
that booklet? Do you ever just like, I grab scraps of paper. I've got songs written on, one day I took a box of soap that was in the trash and I broke it open and I wrote a song on that box.
Yeah,
and it's called
it's-
Soapbox, just so I
it's
have
just
it.
something that's just something that happens, that
Yeah.
those little things that kind of inspire you to
Back of a napkin, like you'll hear these
Yep.
famous artists.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix wrote a song on the back of a napkin that sold for $5 million or whatever. You know?
Yeah, and to touch on like a different medium, but I like Harry Potter a lot, the book
Yeah.
series, and apparently J.K. Rowling, when she first started, she wrote it on like, you know, a napkin in some cafe in London, and
Wow.
you know, 10 years later, she's like the biggest selling name in like in
Right.
in like novel history. So I mean, like it's cool, even just across mediums of, you know, what people's craft is, but yeah.
Now, if you had a third song prepared, which you do,
Yeah.
what kind of process did you think, like in picking that one out, was like, I want to show this one off?
Why-
or,
why this
you know,
one and
yeah,
not
why,
something else?
Yeah, the next one that you're going to do. Tell us about it.
Well, I could say that a lot of times I like to show a lot of my new material, which there was a period, I want to say, when I first started writing where I was really stuck to these like 6 songs, and I released a quote-unquote EP
Yeah.
for it, and you know, it really just didn't catch, and I think part of that is I didn't really have the business side kind of there. It wasn't there, and it wasn't out for people
Yeah.
to see. It wasn't really recorded well, so since then I've kind of, you know, been writing a lot of other stuff, so a lot of times like the songs that I've been playing for you guys are fairly new, and I just want to do something that is not necessarily unexpected, but just something to mix things up but still stay true to myself. And it's also good to have some old favorites too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And so this one, what's the name of the song you're about to do for us?
This one's called Ghost Train. It's one of my favorites personally.
And is there anything? Is it a dance song? Is it a love song? What is it? Is it a ballad? What is it?
I don't know. I guess you'll have to hear it to find out.
Okay,
But,
it's a Daniel Baker original.
yeah.
Ghost Train.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. Live,
Just tune.
815 live. Daniel Baker, everybody.
Thank you. Just tune it up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he is just a boy, he was thrown out to the cold, curled in a basket, sipping on down that mother's milk real old. When midnight rolls around, the wolves out to the night, horses, deer in the autumn wind, whistle hit the road, Jack writes. Yeah. Been walking for such a long, long way, following that star under the Milky Way. Got to hit drastic time for a new place. All aboard the train, go straight on the doomsday track. Gotta keep this ticket safe to keep moving on. All aboard the train, go straight on the doomsday track. Wanna raise these spirits to keep moving on. So where does your soul go? Or do you throw them bones in a pile of ashes in the ground, or dust into the sun? I'm just an old man now, my time is coming soon. Time's now just an anchor found in this loose ship pursuit. Been walking for such a long, long way, following that star under the Milky Way. Got to hit drastic time for a new place. Take me away, go straight on the doomsday track. Wanna race these spirits to where I belong. Take me away, go straight on the doomsday track. Let that smokestack just keep running on. Thank you so much.
I see what you mean. So that's very
Dark but fun at the same time.
the guitar mechanics of it are what do I say? That's the star of the song. I mean, the lyrics are good and your voice is wonderful. Don't
Thank
get me
you.
wrong, but I think you're like you figured out some really neat stuff on the guitar. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that. I want you to know. And
Yeah.
thanks everybody for tuning in to 815 Live. I want to thank our camera operator tonight, Steve Bernhardt, who is actually the second guest on 815 Live, and he's going to be coming back to be a guest in the future because about 3 minutes into his 30-minute show when he was here, the sound just cut off. And see how we got a little meter. Folks at home can't see this. I'm showing it to Daniel because I like for people to know how frustrating this is. That was going off and working just fine on his show.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, right in the middle of his show, they just stopped doing it. It just stopped, and it wasn't a cable thing. I don't know what it was. It hasn't done it since, but
It's okay.
we did it all.
We got it done.
Did you want to pick a little song with me? You seem to be pretty good on lead. Can I just indulge
Sure,
me
if
for
you
a
want to do
minute?
that. Really quick,
Not a big deal.
I want to give
Yeah.
a few last announcements, and I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
this will be
definitely.
our last jam. But
Yeah.
But yeah, again, my name is Daniel Baker. I have a band called Trident Deep. Please check me out on Facebook. I also have a website called www.tridentdeep.com. And I want to give a shout out to a few different people, including my mom, dad, sister. You guys are awesome. I want to say a big shout out to my friend Ryan Feel over here, who came all the way from Buffalo Grove to Rockford with me just to see this thing happen, and he's been a great supporter of the music. And also we have a show coming up actually this Saturday over at Carroll Stream and Pub Yahoo. So if you can make it out to that, I would be much appreciated. You will get to hear more of what I've been playing so far, and plenty of other bands. So come check it out, and we're gonna have a really good time. I can tell you right now. But yeah, thanks again for having me on the. Thanks again for having me on the show.
Are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter as well.
What's your name at?
It's just Trident Deep.
Okay.
I'm sure you could probably search
Yeah.
it.
Ampersand, everybody knows what that is. That's the at symbol,
Hashtag.
right? Yeah, ampersand, Trident Deep. Find them on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because everybody that plays in a band or is an artist, we all tweet, when we go out to play, we tweet it.
Yeah.
So here's what I've been working on. This is
Yeah,
kind
go
of,
for it.
I'm not going to do a whole song, but I wanted to show off about what I've been working on a little
Yeah,
bit.
go for it. What key?
It's just C and G.
C and G. Okay.
I mean, sorry. This is a G. And then I'm going to E minor. The clock upon the wall says I should be tired. The muse says I can't sleep until I write the song. I walk along an empty field of dead flowers. My reminiscing like a hangman's noose. I go through pictures of my messed up childhood. So that's all you're going to get this time, folks. But I'll be at the House Cafe Monday night playing this. It's called Au revoir. Au revoir is not goodbye. It's farewell. A key that unlocks the door to my find that one on SoundCloud, but right now that one was called I Stack the Bricks. And
I like it. I like it.
yeah, it's kind of a neat song. It's like percussion.
Yeah, it's cool how you did that. Yeah, getting a little.
Yeah, it's just a little like little neat jive. Okay, man, you know, could do this all night, but catch Daniel Baker at, where's that next gig again? You said it, the city?
It's in Pub Yahoo. That's in Carroll Stream.
Pub Yahoo, Carroll Stream.
Originally
Okay.
known as American Legion Underground, I want to say.
Oh, underground.
Yeah.
And then I'll be at Mother Fools. And it's a return engagement. Yeah, it's a return engagement to Mother Fools in Madison, Wisconsin. July 25th. Be there, be square. Catch Dana DeStefano and the Doll Parts as our August guest. And we still need a July guest, so contact me and I can put you on. Thanks for tuning in. All right, bye everybody.
See ya. Thanks.
All right.